Okay, welcome you guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we're here. So welcome Storm Dynasty team call. It is Tuesday, July 26th. I couldn't even remember what day it is. All I know is that it is one day before Summit. So really, really excited. We're going to try and kind of breeze through this topic as much as you can. It's such a hefty topic, but Brinley is an amazing coach. She is the co-founder of Storm Dynasty, and I know that most likely if you're watching this call, you're probably on our team. And the reason that you're here is because of the relationship that Brinley has built with you. And she is one of the most incredible coaches that I've ever known at building relationships with, potential coaches, customers. Like, it doesn't matter, and it really doesn't matter to Brinley, like, who you are, but she just wants to impact your life in such a positive way. So with that, I'm going to make it like short and sweet, and Brinley, I'm going to pin you. So you go, girl.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks. I am super excited to be here tonight because this is one of my favorite topics. And anytime they're like, what do you want to talk about? I'm like, I don't know, building relationships. It sounds like a good one just because that's like the foundation for everything I do. I really think that it should be one of the things that you focus on the most because people want to feel valued. If they just feel like another number or a sale, they're not going to want to join you. They're going to feel like that. And they're going to be like, why? You're just going to find somebody else who's another number or a sale. So I think that, this is a strong topic that we should really each strive to grow in as individuals and as leaders and for ourselves and for our team, personally and professionally, really, because think about it. Everything you do in life is build relationships with your family, your friends, your kids, your coworkers, your bosses. That's a part of life, right? So there's a lot of applications to this topic. But I just have a couple tips. And I think that, with building relationships, you're really just building trust, right? Because that's what it's all about. You're building trust with someone. And, the first time you meet someone, do you just trust them? You're like, hey, yeah, I trust you. Like, here, like, put my life in your hands, I think with my military background, you have to learn how to do that much faster than most people would like. Am I frozen?
You're good.
Okay. So, but I think that really it's just about building trust. So what you should do is really just get to know your customers or your coaches and build that trust with them. And the way you do that is talk to them. Really, like, you can get so much out of conversations, but what you do is you have to listen too, because you can't hear effectively if you're not listening. And so if you're familiar with active listening, it's, you listen to what somebody says and then you kind of repeat what they said kind of in the way that you interpret it, just to make sure you understand. And I think that that's a really important thing because, you want to make sure that you understand what your coaches need, what your customers need, because ultimately you have a product or service that can help them. And the goal is to fill their need. Am I frozen again?
I think you're okay. It just keeps like going really slow. It's okay. It's
okay. All right. I'm frozen too. Okay.
We'll make it.
So many things happening right now. And so I think that there's a couple of like social media tips that I have as far as building relationships and building trust. So, a lot of the majority of what we do is build trust and build relationships through social media. And I think that one of the most important things you can do is put your face out there. Be in your photos, because if you have a like page or even on your personal page, if you're constantly adding people to your network, which you should be every day, to grow your and grow your network, they're not going to just know who's behind like a little blurb on Facebook. They need to be able to see you and see what you're doing, so that they can really get to know you and connect with you. So, once you determine who your target market is, show yourself doing things and taking photos of things that your target market does. Like, I'm a mom, so I'm going to take, pictures of me with my kids doing stuff because my target market is other moms with kids. So by doing that, it's connecting with them on an emotional level, right? Because about love and relationships and family. And so that's one way that you can connect with them. So if you're target market is age 20 to 30, whether they're a mom or not, do what 20 to 30-year-olds do. Okay, maybe not the 20-year-old. I don't know, but yeah, anyway. Okay. So, but, you know, or drinking your Shakeology with your kids, or just do stuff and put yourself in photos that, you know, are targeted to that market that you're trying to reach. So that's one thing that you can do as far as social media. And then, you know, show success. So that I don't mean like, as in like, oh, I'm so successful, like I'm making millions, you know, whatever. It's not all about the money, right? Because what we're here to do is help people. And so you need to show success that you have helped other people achieve success, whether it's they've lost 5 pounds or whatever. Show success stories, show transformation stories, because that really speaks volumes to people who are just following you saying, does it really work? Like, does it really work? You know, because they're not sure, they've never done it. So if they don't see those transformations from people that you've helped or people that you know, that have other coaches that have had a great transformation, then they may not trust you, right? So building relationships. So show them, hey, this is the girl that was in my challenge group. She lost 10 pounds. Like, let's give her some love, like shout out, you know, let's support her, you know, to keep going on her journey. And, you know, share things of value. So like recipes or, you know, a great book that you've read, which, right, personal development, we're always reading, we're always learning, we're always growing. So, you know, and share something that you've learned. You know, if somebody may be struggling with something that they're not like open about sharing, you know, like they're struggling with time management or something. Hey, I read this book, really helped me with time management. I set myself a schedule. Like, you should read it if you're, you know, interested in this kind of a thing. Giving people things of value, really, that's to do, because you know, we're here to provide more than just something that costs money. You know, we want people to get things that are free, right? Everybody loves free stuff, but they want to feel like, hey, I'm getting a lot of value. Like, I love to follow you because of XYZ. I can relate to you because of XYZ. You know, and doing your workouts. I recently heard about an app called Timer Cam to do videos, and videos is like a hot thing right now. And I haven't had a chance to check out that app, but Anita Myron uses that. I don't know if it's still out there. I'm assuming it is, but I heard that she used that and she likes it, and she does a lot of videos. So, you know, and videos are good. So another thing about social media tips is if you have even lost 5 pounds, I don't care what you do, create a transformation video, a transformation story. And so when you're talking to people and building these relationships, you can say, hey, check out my transformation story. Like, it may inspire you. You know, this is how far I've come. This is what I've done. Because it's a really good way to show people like, hey, this is me, you know, and you can put whatever you want in the video, you know, you talking, just so they can get to know you, you know, get a feel for what you're about, and show them that, you know, it does work if you apply yourself. I mean, I think we can all say we've gone through a program or two, or even half a program by this point, and we've seen results, right? I mean, whether you lost the amount of weight or not that you wanted to, you've felt better. I can guarantee you felt better by drinking even more water, Shakeology programs, just feeling like maybe your life is more put together. I know I have, like, just, you know, like when you got stuff going on and like, you're like, hey, I got my workout in, like, hey, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, and just be real. I didn't number these tips. What time is it? I probably talked for 45 minutes already. I don't even know.
You're good.
Time management? Yeah, I don't know about that. No clue. So yeah, and just build your trust through conversations. Like I was saying earlier, you know, we're kind of like, what does Shrek say? Like, he's like an onion, you know, you have to peel back the layers. So, you know, like, dig into the other person's life. You know, I mean, we're always talking to a lot of people, but it's important to really keep those conversations not deep, but remember what they say. Because if you talked about something, you know, 6 months ago, and you're like, hey, you know, I remember you said blah blah blah, that says a lot. You know, people like it when you're, obviously it's easy on social media, but as far as like, you know, in-person interactions, people like that kind of stuff. They want to feel like you know them, like you remember them, like you're really truly like building a friendship. You know, find out like what's bothering them, you know, and that just goes, you know, like building relationships through those conversations, you know, find out what's bothering them over time. Like, as you get more comfortable with people, or as they get more comfortable with you, they're going to start to share, you know, their struggles and their successes, or, you know, like maybe they're like, oh, I don't need the money. Like, it's fine. Like, I'll just, you know, I don't need to be a coach. But really, you know, they really want to buy a house or something down the road, you know, and who knows, like this could be the opportunity that they need to help them get there quicker than if they were just saving, you know, $50 a paycheck for the next whoever knows how long. So yeah. So another tip I have is just, you know, okay, so say that you're building relationships with someone and they have said they've decided that they don't want to work with you. Like, they don't want to buy a challenge pack. They're just like not interested in the whole whatever. Still find a way to help them. Be like, hey, I have a free clean eating group coming up. Like, do you want to be a part of that? Or, hey, do you want to subscribe to my blog if you have one? Or do you want me to put you on my email list and send out a quarterly email if you want to, you know, try to do something like that? Find out a way that you can still provide them with value, or send them to your like page. Hey, I post recipes and stuff all the time on there. You know, that's, follow me, and, you know, you can get some free tips for time management. Who knows, all these different types of, just different things, you know, because really, like, you want to show them that, hey, I want to take this relationship one step further, even though you're not interested in buying something from me right now. And that, you know, or even if you don't feel like you need the help right now. Because, you know, I mean, that, who knows, you know, as you probably already heard coaches say, you know, no doesn't mean no right now. It just means not yet. Or is that how it goes?
It doesn't mean no, it just means not right now.
Right. Thank you, Laura. This is why we're partners.
Yeah.
Pick me up when I fall down. Thank you. So, you know, just keep, you know, and what I do is I kind of make a list of like everybody who's kind of like hasn't really fully committed to anything yet. And every so often, like every several weeks, I'll go in and I'll just be like, hey, how you doing? Hope you have a great day today. And just send it. And they're like, oh, thanks. That was so nice. Like, that was really sweet of you. With no other intention other than to just say, hey, how you doing? What's up? You know, and not like, hey, have you really, you want to join my challenge group now? You know, like, not like that. Just, I want them to know that I'm thinking about them. And that really, you know, I've done this several times, and everybody's like, oh, good. Like, how are you? You know, and then they come back at me, like, you know, engaging in a conversation. So really just show people that you care. You know, it's as easy as that. And be genuine about it. You know, be real, be genuine, show them like you have downfalls, you know, like, we're not perfect. I'm not certainly not perfect over here. But, you know, and another thing that you can do too is with those messages, you can use like the voice messaging option through Facebook. At first I was like, oh, like, that's really weird. Like, why do we have this option? Like, that's really strange. But it adds a level of personality that you don't get through messages, right? Sometimes you read a message and you're like, I'm not really sure how to take that. Like, or, like, I can't tell your tone. In a voice message, you can't deny it, right? You can tell that, you know, inflections in people's voices. You can tell if they're smiling on the other end of the phone, you know, or the message. So try that out, you know, see how that works. If you're nervous, like, try with your family first. I don't know, until you get comfortable with it.
Try it with us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, message me. I'll message you back. Yeah. So just try new things, you know, make videos, use your voice, and, you know, make videos or go live on Facebook. I have yet to do that because I'm like super terrified. I'm like, my kids are going to come running through the background. But, you know, I mean, that's me. That's my story. Right. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not about perfection. You know, it's just do it. You know, one of the best things I learned was like, don't wait till it's perfect, or don't wait to be a coach until there's the right time, because there's never going to be a right time. Your videos are never going to be perfect. You're going to have misspelled words in your post. Like, it's inevitable. And guess what? We're human. It's life. Just roll with it. Right.
Amen.
I don't know. Now I think I went through everything, but
that's okay. I have questions.
Oh gosh. Okay. Go.
Okay, so a couple things. One thing let me unpin this. This will be, otherwise it's weird to just have it on you. Okay, so one thing I wanted to just kind of clarify for some of the newer coaches, you talked about a target market. So one thing that I learned through a training that I did was talking about being very, very specific on who your target market is. So friendly, it's, she mentioned it's new moms, or, moms with like older kids, or, whatever it is, moms in her age range. For me, like my target audience is me before Beachbody. So it may be someone that has or hasn't had kids, but they probably have somewhere between like 20 to 50 pounds to lose. They've yo-yo dieted. They've tried the quick fixes, like trying to really get into my head and like speak to the Laura before Beachbody every time I make my posts. And so I think getting really specific helps a lot. So take some time and really work through what you think your target is. Because if you just say like moms, age 28 to 35, like that's a pretty huge group of people. And I think we're pretty much like all targeting moms 28 to 35.
Right.
So yeah, just be really specific. And then Brenly, so do you use like the voice messenger the most on Facebook messages, or do you just mostly do like word messages?
I usually do word messages, but I've started trying to do the voice messages, but just with some friends, and they'll send me voice messages back. But I think it's just because it's new, right? Anytime there's like something new, it's weird at first. Facebook was weird at first, right? And now it's like a life staple.
Yeah.
Right.
One book that I thought of when you were talking it's a John Maxwell book. It's called Everyone Communicates, Few Connect. And if you are like struggling with building relationships, or just feel like you could use a little bit more help, that's a really great one. So when I post this video, I'll put that in the comments. Samantha, do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I'm really grateful for the tips. I think it's great. I have a great media presence already, so I'm really excited about that. But the biggest thing was I never thought about getting a target market. So I think that's really helpful. I don't have a clue where I'm going to go. I kind of like your concept before Beachbody, but so it's something to think about, definitely.
Yeah, I think that you will find the time you spend working on that is not time wasted. Like even if you end up spending days like really mulling it over, I definitely think you can get a lot from it. And there's like tons of YouTube videos you can look up for how to do that. But amen, sister.
Awesome.
Yeah. And that's good. And really like figure out who you are, and like because all the videos that I watch of all the top coaches, they're like, I'm targeting me. So who are you? Right? You're targeting you or who you want to be, or who you want to become, like through a transformation, so target you, because really, if you're a go-getter, if you're determined, or even if you're not, but you could be, those are the type of people that you're going to want on your team. And those are the type of people that you're going to be able to help, because you're going to be able to connect with them on a deeper level than just, hey, here's this product, good luck, farewell, So really figuring out like, okay, who am I? Like, I like to do crafts. I'm long-winded. So let's find those people.
One other thing that I was just thinking about when you were talking about like the voice messages, or like creating a video, something that you can post that like connects people to your face. Samantha, once you get up and running, you will like eventually qualify for the Leads program. So one thing that I did was I actually created a YouTube video that I send in my email to my new leads. And I've actually gotten some decent traction from that, because now people know that like I'm a real person. I have a face, I have a voice, like I can talk to them and they know that I care about them. And that's really challenging to do with just an email. So I would definitely encourage you to like, if you aren't already, get comfortable in front of the camera and like making videos. But if you are already, then like run with it.
Okay. That's great advice. I love that, actually. I'm all about reaching out to people and connecting. So I love the idea of making it more personal, like the voice messages that Brenly mentioned and the videos. I think that's a really great way to make connections.
Yeah, for sure. Do you already have a like page?
I don't know, because I was thinking you want to title it something that sort of grabs someone's attention. And I've been thinking about it, but I don't know where I want to go with that yet.
I would not feel pressured to like come up with something catchy. Like my Instagram is damsel with dumbbells. Right? Like, that's awesome. But when I started looking at the top coaches in this business, most of them have titled their like page like their name.
Really?
And they put it like, I'm a huge Brittany Leggett fan. So I'm like, Brittany, if you ever watch this video, I love you. But she, like, her like page is Brittany Leggett, Dynasty United. And I found that really interesting because I was like getting really, I want it to be perfect. I want it to be just right. And, you know, I tried to use my like page, the damsel with dumbbells, didn't get a lot of traction. So if you're stressed about it, like, I would just do a page with your name, you know, if that's the direction that you want to go. Like, that's my advice.
Okay. And when you guys say like page, you're just talking about like an additional Facebook page, right? Okay.
It's a business page though.
Right.
Yeah. So you can, and that's another way that you can target your market once you kind of really figure it out, is that you can say, I want to target people in United States who, you know, make a certain amount of income if you want, you know, I mean, it's very, very specific.
Right.
But, you know, a lot of the top coaches, they really promote brand you. So don't brand a brand that you're trying to create, you know, brand you, because I got all wrapped up in that too. I'm like, design your fit. Like, I created my logo. Like, I mean, I had it all, right? A website. I mean, but it's like, it takes out a little bit of the personal aspect of that, because you want people to know you are the face of your business. So that is what you should promote, you know? So that's just something to think about. I mean, it's not saying that you can't come up with something, you know, I mean, that's totally your, yeah.
If that's you, do you.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is, like, you know, this is all about, like, Laura and I are not the same, you know, sure. Like, we all have the very similar tools, or we all use the same social platforms, but the whole point of why someone would choose me or choose you or choose Laura is because they can connect, right? So you have to promote you and who you are, and people will fall in love with you for different reasons than they would fall in love with me, you know? So
fall in love with all of us.
I know, right? Love everyone.
Okay, awesome. Well, Samantha, if you don't have any other questions, then I think we'll just wrap this up and I'll get it posted on the team page. But feel free to reach out to Brenly and I, and anyone that's watching this can reach out to us anytime. We're here to help. We're so excited. We love Beachbody. We love this business, and we just want to see it grow and see people have amazing life changes. So with that, I will say goodbye. So bye guys.
Thanks for joining us.